by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group.
Bernie tells me what to do. Bernie lays it on the line.
This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC. Who's this Bernie guy? Yeah, so I've got a young lady in the studio tonight who's had some problems with her first job, and now that I'm looking at her, I don't think she's exactly in her early 20s.
Some problems. The job almost killed me.
Oh, you had a work injury?
Well, not really. They just expected a lot out of me. I'd never done this before.
Was this really your first job?
What do you think? I'm like 50 and I've been working for 20 years?
How old are you?
Do I have to say?
Yeah, I'm not excusing my guest from answering basic questions anymore.
Oh, I just turned 30.
What kind of work had you been doing before this job?
Oh, mostly just online shopping, taking care of my kids. Well, their dad usually has them.
So you really never had a job before?
What do you think? Who has a job before they're 30? Ugh.
I started working for others at, a law firm by the time I started college later that year when I was 16. I had a business before that running the first multi-user computer bulletin board system in Los Angeles before the internet.
That was like 100 years ago. Nobody works like that anymore. It's like child labor. Nobody wants a job anymore.
I'd have to review the labor market statistics, but I have to say we're still experiencing the lowest rates of unemployment in 50 years. That means a lot of people are working.
You'd know what went on 50 years ago.
No, I'm a Los Angeles historian, and I have historical information and historical interests outside of just Los Angeles.
That is not what I meant. You're like a grandfather.
We're 20 years apart.
That's a whole lifetime. Your kids must be like 30 or something, right?
No, 11 and 16.
Oh, you got started late. What were you doing? Incarcerated?
How could I be a licensed lawyer if I was incarcerated?
Then what was the problem? My mom's younger than you.
How old are your children?
8 and 10.
Do they live with you?
Only if my mom's home.
Why is that?
Their dad has primary custody.
How did that happen?
I don't know.
I'm concerned you might not be the aspiring guest.
Oh, I go to the gym every day. I do yoga twice a week. I even go rock climbing. Do you do any of that?
I go to the full gym in my house 6 days a week.
Well, maybe that's why you look younger than my dad.
How old is he?
He was born like a really long time ago. They didn't even have gas back then.
I sort of doubt that.
Really, I'm not lying. He was born in, I think, the 70s.
They even had unleaded gas by like 1974-ish.
I've never heard of that.
I was under the impression that you were a college graduate.
Now, I am educated and everything. I can't be taken advantage of at work.
Were you taken advantage of?
A lot of ways.
Oh, were you sexually harassed?
Yeah. I think it was sexual harassment. There was this doctor who does amputations. They had a lot of diabetic patients. It's like the new thing.
Amputations?
They say most people have diabetes now because they eat too much.
That is true, and it is a sad fact.
My mom can barely feel her feet.
Well, keep up your exercise. Luckily it looks like you're a good weight.
That's sexual harassment.
It's not. It's one comment, and it's an observation relevant to our conversation.
I don't think so.
Did something happen with the surgeon?
Yes. He was some really gross-looking old guy. He walked around in those shirts for scrubbing.
Well, yeah, of course. Sometimes my brother wears those shirts when he scrubs oranges.
It's a surgeon thing. His triceps were huge. He was flexing them.
When?
I walked in on this surgery. They almost fired me because I wasn't, they said, sterile.
He was flexing his triceps during the surgery.
They said he was tearing muscle away. There was a complication.
And you just walked in?
Why shouldn't I? My paycheck was missing hours.
Well, there is a time and place to discuss something like that.
Oh, they have 0 hours to correct a paycheck if they screw up.
Did they screw up?
They should have paid me the sick days.
Did you go to the doctor?
Why would I do that? I was all stressed out. I needed R&R at home.
Was this work stress?
Sort of. I didn't like the way they asked me to get back to work after lunch.
If more than half your stress was due to work, it might be a work stress claim.
It should be. They were always expecting me to work.
What else should you have been doing?
I've got a lot of things to catch up on the internet.
At work?
Well, where else? I don't have a computer at home or the best internet connection. Every job lets you use the computer for your own stuff.
Well, this was your first job. How do you know?
I know things I'm not going to be taken advantage of.
How were you taken advantage of?
They didn't pay me when I was home doing R&R.
Yeah, my firm and a lot of employment lawyers are taking the position that California sick leave law doesn't apply to self-treatment and self-diagnosed sick days. I don't believe that the legislative intent of the statute was to require employers to pay sick pay if the employee is not following the care or treatment plan of a healthcare professional.
Why should I have to go to the doctor? I'm not paying like $150. I don't have that kind of money. I've got student loans.
California sick pay is intended to cover shorter-term medical conditions and FMLA visits to the doctor for preventative care, and you could use it for gynecology, for instance.
Oh, when I went to the gynecologist, my lead said that was a good thing, and I should get 2 hours of sick pay. She said if I ran out of contraception, it would be a bad thing.
I can't say anything, or this could be a Me Too problem.
I think she meant I shouldn't be breeding.
That's a strange word to use.
I'm educated now. You can't fool me.
Were you working for a medical company?
They're what you call a HMO. Have you heard of that before?
An HMO? What's that?
It's not HOMO.
Oh, no. It's missing a letter in some word reversal.
That's a bad word. You can't say it.
Which word?
I forgot.
So where did you go to school?
I've got a bachelor's certificate.
It's usually referred to as a bachelor's degree.
I'm pretty sure it's a certificate.
Maybe from your school?
I went over to Regional University.
I'm not familiar with that institutional learning facility.
It's all over the country. International, too.
Where's the campus?
Campus. They don't have a campus.
No campus anywhere?
No, that's a stupid thing. Schools don't need campuses anymore.
How much did it cost to get your bachelor's certificate there?
I've got about $210,000.
Debt?
Over $200,000. There's interest.
Has your bachelor's certificate paid off so far?
Well, the HMO hired me, didn't they?
Did they promptly fire you too?
Pretty much. They said I didn't pass probation.
Okay, you're listening to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. We do cover vocational issues too. It relates to employment, and we're covering somebody who spent $210,000 to get a bachelor's certificate from Regional University that doesn't even have a campus. I don't know why she's here. It's kind of the way the show usually goes. Hopefully you're live streaming on the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube. If you're not listening on KBC, we we have had a real uptick lately in people listening to the show on the internet. It's amazing. But if you have a real workplace problem, sexual harassment, it's embarrassing, it's bad, I do want to hear about it during normal business hours at the office, 877-525-0700. We are taking cases right now, 877-525-0700. If you were fired and not reinstated after an FMLA leave, 877-525-0700. If you think you were fired because California's sick leave laws, which are a little bit complicated and not a lot of cases decided under them yet. And I'd like to hear from you on that, 877-525-0700. We'll be back in just a minute to talk more to this Newb on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a consistent force in fighting for the rights of California employees. They've represented thousands of employees in cases in which they've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, discriminated against at work, or owed wages individually or as a group such as a class action. The Employment Lawyers Group has maintained a high win rate and a serious record before the California courts. Please call 877-525-0700 for an experienced work lawyer. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, research the firm at worklawyerca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. If you hire the Employment Lawyers Group, your legal problem becomes theirs to solve.
This is John Greenhut, and if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, Power Swabs is the answer. In 5 minutes, you'll see 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. Even better, there's no messy strips or trays that you'll have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes, and you're done. To try Power Swabs, call 1-800-679-0969. Your bright white smile will have your friends talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free. 1-800-679-0969. That's 1-800-679-0969.
The great thing about facts, they're proven. Like the fact that crude oil contains impurities, or that base oil made from natural gas is 99.5% free of impurities. And the fact that Pennzoil is the first synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Based on Sequence 4A wear test using SAE 5W30.
From ooh to aww. Whatever reaction you're looking for this holiday, spread more joy with holiday cards, calendars, and photo gifts from Vistaprint. And now you can get up to 50% off all holiday cards and calendars at Vistaprint.com. Discover cards in the latest trends or fill a calendar with your favorite photos. So make more merry at Vistaprint.com with up to 50% off all holiday cards and calendars. Plus great deals on photo gifts. Just enter code HOLIDAY50 at checkout. That's Vistaprint.com, code HOLIDAY50.
The beacon of common sense. AM 790 KABC.
Tells me what to do. Bernie lays it on the line. Bernie says we sue, we sue.
Yeah, this is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber. I'm a real workplace lawyer. We're talking to a woman who actually has to work at work and kind of wondering what you were doing at this HMO.
Well, I was supposed to be doing work.
Did you?
All the time. Sometimes. After the surgeon guy, I saw his triceps. I decided it wasn't the right job for me.
What does that have to do with paying you?
I was supposed to support a group of doctors that do diabetic stuff. He was, they say, the head surgeon.
There is a time and place to make what's referred to as a public policy complaint. It's not appropriate to walk into a surgery and contaminate the room just because you think there's something wrong with your paycheck.
You're wrong. You're wrong. They only got mad because there were complications in that surgery.
Really?
Yeah, the thing where he had to use his muscles to tear the muscles wasn't expected. They said they'd never seen organs like that before.
Were you fired for walking in on the surgery?
Hey, it wasn't like I walked in on 2 people having sex.
Were you fired?
I wasn't gonna let them fire me. I quit.
Well, I thought they said you didn't pass probation.
That's what they said. I wasn't going to wait around to be fired.
Sounds like you quit in the middle of a job termination discussion.
I am sure that's what was coming next.
You know, if you quit willy-nilly, you can't get unemployment.
What's willy-nilly? That's some old thing I heard my dad say once when he was watching that show about the girl who lives on the prairie with the dad with curly hair. Her name's Lonnie or something.
Laura Ingalls?
No, she's Julio Iglesias' daughter.
You know, you may or may not know it, but I'm actually a holographic image of Bobby Kennedy.
Who's that?
Were you handed job termination paperwork?
They agreed it could be a job quit.
What's the paperwork from the employer say?
It said they were letting me go because I didn't pass probationary duty. I wasn't on probation. They never said I'd be. I mean, I didn't go to jail or nothing. I've got a clean record. The shoplifting thing in high school was supposed to be erased. Nobody can even talk about it.
The problem now is if you tell an employer you quit and they do a background check and they find out you didn't pass probation and there's paperwork saying you're supposed to be fired, you'll be deemed a liar and maybe not hired or fired once they find out.
Don't be calling me a liar. You're the liar. You're a lawyer.
Let's sort of calm down here. You need to let the employment lawyer give legal advice.
I was wearing my gym shoes. They got all hissy because I walked into that room with gym shoes.
I don't know too much about surgeries, but I do know that they are sterile environments. You can't just walk in wearing gym shoes.
Look at the bottom of these shoes. Look, do you see anything? Huh? They all wear tennis shoes in the RO room.
Well, their shoes are probably covered with plastic. You know, medical professionals like to be able to freely move in a surgical environment. That's why a lot of them wear tennis shoes.
There's nothing on the bottom of my gym shoes.
All right, let's change the subject and talk about your bachelor's from Regional University.
Yes?
What's your bachelor's certificate in?
Medicine.
I didn't know that was a properly issued bachelor's degree.
It's a bachelor's certificate. What's so hard to remember?
What kind of things did you learn in the program?
I don't know. It went for a really, really long time. I forgot most of what I learned.
Yeah, that can be a problem with people who string out a 4-year degree into 5 years or 6 years, maybe even 10 if they take time off.
It wasn't that long.
Excuse me, I have to do a sponsorship plug.
You had a guy on here talking about a 3-trim plug. Is that what you mean?
No, the guy sponsoring the show.
Can it wait? I'm here and ready to answer your questions and everything.
Okay, how long did you spend in the bachelor certificate program?
It was like a really long time, like almost 2 years.
That must have been difficult coursework.
Look, nobody said it was going to be easy. I am going to be a brain surgeon. Maybe plastic surgery. I'm not sure yet. It's a long road.
Have you considered taking the MCAT?
I just graduated. I needed a couple of years to get my stuff together.
How were your grades?
2.7.
Has anyone gone on and got an MD after the bachelor's certificate over at Regional University?
How am I supposed to know? They said with the bachelor's certificate, we'd be able to do lots of things in a medical office.
Well, what were you doing at the job we've been discussing where you wore gym shoes?
I didn't just wear gym shoes. I wore workout clothes, too.
But did you? I mean, did you actually do any work at the aforementioned job?
I think so. I mean, they made me do all sorts of things. Is that how employment is?
Like They make you do things?
Yeah, they made me greet patients, answer the phones. I was supposed to do stuff about HOME benefits. I couldn't figure out the paperwork. They never trained me.
Well, how long did they spend training you?
About an hour every day. First my lead, then the supervisor, then the manager. They said I wasn't getting it, and I complained, and they had the boss's boss train me too.
You know, it sounds like this job just didn't work out.
They had totally unrealistic goals.
It doesn't matter unless you have a contract or in a union. The employer sets the goals, and if the employee can't keep up, that's the breaks.
They expected me to greet patients.
That doesn't sound earth-shattering, horrendous, bizarre, sort of like keeping the ostriches in order in the blazing hot sun over at a cosplay ostrich ranch.
You don't know what it's like.
What, working on a cosplay ostrich ranch?
Having to greet up to 15 surgery patients a day.
Were you the person there during the morning, who talks to the people who actually go in the surgery?
Oh, I'd never take that job.
Well, what were you doing?
If you can believe it, they wanted me to sit up front. I have a medical degree. I should have been doing the surgery.
Let's be realistic.
Are you going to take my case or not?
Let's just say it's a clear no.
I am hanging up the phone. I am just going to call the next employment lawyer on Google.
We're not talking on the phone. You're sitting here in front of me in the recording studio of Employment Lawyers Group, Sherman Oaks.
I thought this was an office consultation.
You thought wrong.
What kind of lawyer are you anyway, with microphones and mixing boards? You'll probably tell me you have a strainer in here, too.
Yeah, this conversation is trying to strain my ears.
They have to pay me. They should have paid me. It didn't end in the RO room.
I've heard of OR rooms. That stands for operating room. What is an RO room?
Right on.
Well, there's a room for being right on?
What are you saying? How do you accomplish anything asking questions like, what does RO stand for?
Well, I know it stands for reverse osmosis.
No! It stands for room for operations.
Okay, if you say so. Also stands for radio.
Of all the low-down things, you are broadcasting this conversation over podcast?
Radio.
You are live streaming on the Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube?
We are.
You have to pay me for being on this show.
What's your customary fee for something like this?
I'd have to get back to you on that.
Let's settle this bill right now on live air.
Okay. Well, I've heard Kim Kardashian gets like $500,000 for an appearance, so I think I'm worth like $100,000. No, $250,000.
Hey, you're not.
You're judging me.
What were you paid at this HMO job?
They started me out at $17.41 an hour. I told them with my education, I was worth a minimum of $60,000 with the promise of a raise to $80,000 after 90 days.
What did you learn about medicine at your regional university?
Oh, it was a really long program. I can't remember everything I learned.
Well, humor us and tell us one thing you learned.
Oh, there's more than one blood type.
There are, and we've also heard Remus Helms has a blood type no one else has but Anita Orchid Helms.
Who?
Where have you been? We gotta break here, people. I can't deal with a guest who doesn't know who Remus Helms is. I mean, this is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, after all. If you really want to call me at the office, normal business hours, 877-525-0700 for a wrongful termination lawyer. 877-525-0700. You want to sock it to your employer because all of your pay stubs were wrong. It's a violation of Labor Code 226. 877-525-0700. Sue your employer and maybe get some wages you're owed. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC, and we'll be back in just a minute to hear more of what this Newb didn't do at work.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a results-oriented law firm whose goal is to get the client what they deserve. They've represented thousands of California employees who've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, subjected to employment discrimination, or were owed wages on an individualized or group basis, such as a class action. They have a high rate of success. There are few situations involving employment law that they have not confronted. At the forefront of employee rights, they're often the first employee law firm to confront a new legal issue. For an experienced employment lawyer, call 877-525-0700. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, read more about the firm at employeelawca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. Make your work problem theirs to solve.
AM 790
KABC. Talk Radio 790 KABC News Update. I'm Steve Cumming. President Trump is accusing an advisor to Vice President Mike Pence of being against him. Advisor Jennifer Williams is being called a never-Trumper on Twitter following the release of her testimony in the House impeachment inquiry. Williams calls Trump's call with Ukraine's leader unusual and inappropriate. According to a new CNN Des Moines Register Mediacom poll of likely Iowa caucus goers, South Bend, Indiana's mayor and Democratic presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg holds a clear lead in Iowa, climbing to 25%. Correspondent MJ Lee.
Buttigieg in the clear lead. We also have three of his rivals now clustered together fighting for that second place spot, including Senator Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden at 16%, followed closely behind by Bernie Sanders at 15%. And no other Democratic candidate now has double-digit support.
That marks a 16-point increase in support for Buttigieg since the September poll. KABC SoCal weather clear this evening and tonight with lows in the mid-50s to mid-60s. More news coming up in 30 minutes, continuing coverage at KABC.com. I'm Steve Cumming, Talk Radio 790 KABC News.
Let me ask, do you have discomfort or problems with your knee, back, or shoulder that makes it hard to live your life and do simple things like work out or even go for a walk? Hi, I'm Donna Taylor, founder of CBD Labs. If you're one of the millions that suffer with discomfort, you really need to try CBD Labs, the gold standard in CBD. CBD Labs is full-spectrum CBD, tested in FDA labs, and goes to work in just minutes. My knee and shoulder discomfort was so frustrating I had trouble moving around. So we researched CBD from the hemp plant that contains no THC and created the most concentrated CBD product available. It works so well, we guarantee it. Problem solved. So call now to find out how to get a free bottle of CBD Labs. Oh yeah, we also created an ebook on everything and anything CBD that is your free gift.
To get your free bottle of CBD Labs, call 800-679-8018. That's 800-679-8018. Free bottles for a limited time. Call now. 800-679-8018. 800-679-8018.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertising. This ad is sponsored by Case Legal Media. Attention! This is an important message for anyone that has been diagnosed with cancer after being exposed to Roundup or other weed killers. The Internal Agency for Research on Cancer warned that overexposure to Roundup and other weed killers may increase the risk of developing non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Monsanto, the manufacturer of Roundup, may have known that Roundup and other weed killers were likely linked to organ damage and cancer. This information was hidden from the public as proprietary trade secret since 1981, and Monsanto may have failed to warn of the potential risk of cancer. If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with cancer after being exposed to Roundup or other weed killers, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call us now at 800-912-6114. Our network of attorneys are ready to fight for you. You'll pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call now for a free consultation at 800-912-6114. You must protect your legal rights. Call 800-912-6114. Again, 800-912-6114.
Clear thinking. Free discussion. AM 790 KABC.
Tells me what to do.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. I've got a guest in here who's starting to fight with me. She's accusing me of being against her because I've got better knees than her and I don't even take CBD. And then she's telling me, I want to get rid of this weed right here and right now. I think I've had enough of this. Oh, God. So, and you don't even know who Remus Helms is, ma'am, and you don't know who... Ugh.
Are those like really old people on TV? I mean, nobody watches network TV anymore.
Anita Orchid Helms is 25.
What did she do?
We've had a lot of conflicting reports. She definitely plays dominoes at the Cosplay Ostrich Ranch. She has also been reported as drinking snuff and snorting wine, amongst other things.
Who is she again?
The daughter of Remus Helms, the most important man in Sun Valley, California, and Nazuki, the world-famous nurse.
I think I saw something about them on E! They have some weird ritual where they only write each other fortune cookie sayings the first hour of their dates. I mean, her parents.
Seriously, where have you been? How can you not know who they are?
I don't even know where Sun Valley is. Is that somewhere near San Diego?
No, it's like 8 miles from here. I mean, maybe less. Where do you live?
I've been staying with my mom.
For how long?
30 years.
I'd encourage you to make the most out of your bachelor's certificate in medicine and get right back in there trying out a second job before you're 35.
I'm not that old.
Okay, so if there's nothing else you have to say, I've got to be going. It's been a long day here at the Employment Lawyers Group, Sherman Oaks.
There's other stuff that happened at the HMO company with the RO.
I'm sure there is. Just move on, get another job and don't look back.
They said I assaulted somebody.
Did you?
Okay, this is what happened. The doctor with the big triceps had a friend, another old guy, like you. He might even be older. He's in his 50s, I think, about 51.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of the people you worked with have friends.
The friend guy did something with kids' faces. I don't know what you call it. It's surgery.
What does the friend have to do with this?
He'd been in some doctor's thing about Borders Books, I think. Remember that place? He was over in, Boss, and he was going to come to the clinic and be a guest talker at some lunch.
Okay.
Yeah, well, this biatch shows up and says she's his wife. The other old guy who does children's faces. I tell her, can't you see I am busy?
What were you doing?
I had a million things to do. My monthly bonus points were going to expire on my Chase account, and I had to buy stuff.
This wasn't work?
Yeah, it was easier to use the computers there in the lobby where they made me sit next to those other girls.
Were you on a rest break at your desk?
No. Look, why are you trying to make this so technical?
Well, could everyone in the waiting room see what you were doing on the computer?
It wasn't just what I was doing on the computer. I was talking to my mom on the desk phone, and I was telling the father of my children stuff. I mean, he's a total jerk. I was saying things not nice to him on the cell phone, and this biatch interrupts me and tells me she's dropping off the stuff for her husband's speech.
Okay.
Well, I tell this biatch, can't you see I am busy? There's 35 people in the lobby. It's all backed up because I've been on the phone.
I think you should have been a little bit more attentive to the people in the lobby.
No! I had a right to use my Chase points before the month ended. They would have expired.
You're completely abusing your employer and cramming up the schedules of the patients and the doctors, too.
I knew that you would side with her.
Did she drop off the stuff she brought?
Oh, I told her, can't you see I am busy? But she goes, "It seems you're a little preoccupied with yourself." Oh, that did it. I was gonna slap her face, but she backed away.
This is clearly a terminable offense. I mean, how much longer did you even work there?
Oh, they never found out.
Quit, fired. It doesn't matter. You really screwed up this job.
I was going to screw up her face. She had all sorts of makeup on just to make her look 40, but she got me.
Newb, you're becoming a very unlikable guest on this show.
Screw your show. I tell this woman her husband should drop off his own products. Are you his slave?
And you're thinking of suing the employer who fired you?
Are you going to take my case or not? I'll just go to the other guy who has a show.
Oh, you should do that. I can't help.
The biatch goes, her husband is in another country doing surgeries for kids, and he can't drop off his own product. I'm like, well, then maybe he can drop it off when he comes back.
This is awful.
Yeah, it is. This is what she looks like. Doesn't she look like a biatch to you?
That's Mindy Goldman. She was on episode 66 of this show. The views of that show approach Remus Helms and the Zuki episodes.
Yeah, it's just because she's a psycho and hid under her son's bed to make sure he did it right the first time.
I don't know. It was a pretty funny episode with her and her 14-year-old son.
See? You're siding with her. She's one of your people.
Oh, personally, I can't stand the woman.
Me either.
Her husband does do facial surgeries for kids in war-torn countries through Doctors Without Borders. I think he was in Bosnia. Do you really think he should have dropped that nonprofit work and brought in his own speech materials?
Whatever.
Oh, this is not good.
I swear, she assaulted me. Everybody saw it. They all started laughing.
You know, I've got Mindy Goldman's number here. I mean, better yet, since we're at the office, I'll have Stephanie give her a call on the landline.
You do that now, and I'll tell her off. I don't work at no HBO. I mean HMOMO anymore.
All right, hold on. I just emailed my secretary.
Mr. Gerber? What do you want? I'm still trying to reform. It isn't easy.
We're not going to get into that right now, Mindy. I've got a woman named Newb here in my office, and she told me you had a negative encounter with her.
That biatch! It wasn't my fault. It just happened. I leaned in too close.
Well, she said that she was accused of assaulting you.
She did. She stood up, ripped off her sweater, and then threatened to crunch me.
Hey, Mindy, this new woman is pretty awful.
I heard that.
I want to get out of here before she accuses me of something.
Where is she?
Well, we're in the Sherman Oaks office.
Oh, what a coincidence. I am just down the street at Augustine drinking a very interesting red from Roan Valley. Did you know that's where we had our honeymoon?
Oh, if you and, Dr. Goldman are there, I don't want to interrupt your time together.
Lisa, I'm going to go down to that attorney's office. Yeah, Gerber. A couple of doors down. Guess what? He's got that Newb biatch over there. It's going to be good. I'll tell you about it after I leave.
Mindy, maybe you should stay at the wine bar with Lisa. I don't need any more drama over here.
Oh, you tell her I am ready. I am ready. You better not help her, Gerber.
Oh, this is the disaster. Maybe I should leave.
You got all this sound stuff. It might get broken if you leave.
But Mindy, you're here so fast. You must have run.
Oh, I am gonna get you.
No fighting here. Mindy, you stay in the library and Newb stays here. It's a very small room.
Are you insinuating I won't fit?
Well, 3 people in a 9x10 room is too close for comfort, especially when I can't stand either one of you, and neither one of you can stand each other.
Then why did you invite me over here?
I didn't.
I am coming in anyway.
Oh, just stay in the library. We can talk this out. Oh, my God. She's ripping off her long white knitted sweater. Mindy, this is a family show.
She's got exercise clothes underneath. Don't get excited.
Now she's unzipping her faux vintage jeans. Yeah, she's in full exercise regalia, yoga pants, and some tight workout thing covering her upper part.
I am gonna get that biatch.
You let your guests fight on this show?
Look, way back on the 4th episode or something of this show, we had a cosplay robot battle it out with Mistress Luboff, who turned out to be Cindy D. If the two of you want to duke it out in your exercise clothes, I don't really care as long as you don't break anything or make any liability claims. Oh, get away!
Hey! She just belted me with her yoga butt. I think I'm gonna faint.
Mindy, why did you do that?
Oh, it's a tight room. You even said it yourself. It was an accident. Her head was practically in the doorway. I was just trying to sit down in front of this table.
What were you going to do? She's out.
I've got an overprotective anonymous meeting. I'm going back to Augustine and belting out of here. Shoot, they've got my car. Lisa, can you pick me up in the alley behind Gerber's office? Yeah, I got her. I didn't mean to, but when she comes to, it ain't gonna be pretty.
Oh, no, you aren't leaving me with this passed-out woman.
That's your problem. You invited me here.
I did not. I don't even... If you guys call me now at 877-525-0700 about a wrongful termination case, I can't answer the phone. I've got a passed-out woman in exercise clothes here. 877-525-0700 for a real sexual harassment lawyer. We'll be back in just a minute on the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I hope this woman comes too.
Since 1993, the Employment Lawyers Group has been a consistent force in fighting for the rights of California employees. They've represented thousands of employees in cases in which they've lost their jobs, been sexually harassed, discriminated against at work, or owed wages individually or as a group such as a class action. The Employment Lawyers Group has maintained a high win rate and a serious record before the California courts. Please call 877-525-0700 for an experienced work lawyer. That's 877-525-0700. They have call takers standing by. Online, research the firm at worklawyerca.com. They have offices throughout Southern California. If you hire the Employment Lawyers Group, your legal problem becomes theirs to solve.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. NMLS ID 128231. Equal housing lender. Not licensed in all states including New York. Offer not available in Washington. Call 855-657-9910 for licensing terms and restrictions.
Attention homeowners. With a strong housing market, if you bought a home more than a year ago, chances are you have equity in your home. And with one call to Cash Call Mortgage, that equity can mean cash in your pocket. The cash you need for the upcoming holidays, to remodel your home, or just keep in your pocket. The timing to take advantage of your home's equity has never been better. The Fed's just lowered interest rates. So if you have an interest rate higher than 2.99%, give us a call to see if we can lower your monthly mortgage payment and get you the cash you need. At Cash Call Mortgage, we're a direct lender and we can close your refi in as fast as 20 days with no upfront deposit. If you qualify, we'll even pay your closing cost. The holidays are coming fast, so get the extra cash you need now. For a free quote to see if you qualify, call Cash Call Mortgage at 800-594-1456. That's 800-594-1456. 800-594-1456.
Why wait for Black Friday? Get Black Friday prices today at the Home Depot. Up to 40% off appliance special buys, plus up to $600 in extra savings instantly on select appliances. No rebate, no hassle. Like a modern Frigidaire front control range for just $699. That's $400 off. Talk about holiday cheer. Black Friday savings early, now at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. U.S. only while supplies last. Gas extra. See store for details. Valid through December 5th.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
No BS. Constitutionally guaranteed. AM 790 KABC.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. You're listening to Karl Gerber, Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber, and the overprotective mother from episode 66 just belted my guest with her yoga butt, and she's out cold. I don't know what to do. I guess this is why they have security over at the radio station. I mean, these shows get kind of heated.
I heard that. Security. You got security. Who's that guy in the parking lot with his arms folded?
Oh, Newb, are you okay?
Of course I am not. I am gonna sue you. I am gonna sue somebody. What happened? The last thing I remember, some big butt in my face.
Oh, I think you've been exercising too much.
That biatch Mindy. Where did she go? I am gonna get her.
I'm not gonna go chasing after them. They're fit for each other.
Mr. Gerber, that woman is chasing us.
I'm not responsible for this.
She's running really fast. She's got those running shoes on.
Are you on foot?
No, I'm in my friend's car. We're in the alley.
You know, this is ridiculous. Call the police. Why do people always call me to report crimes? I mean, what's a civil employment lawyer going to do?
Oh, no. There's a valet pulling out a car. The whole alley stopped. She's going to get me.
Where are you?
We only got about 75 feet from the office into the next alley.
I don't know why I'm doing this. I'll be there. It's a good thing I'm on that evil treadmill every night. Newb! Get off the roof of that car! Somebody is going to call the police. Everyone is out here watching this show.
It's a radio show. You can't watch it.
Aggressing on a moving vehicle is a felony.
See? You know criminal stuff. Get her arrested.
Newb, what happened with you and Mindy at the HMO?
The same thing that just happened in your office. She got too close to me, turned around, and belted me with her yoga butt.
Seriously?
Yes.
Mindy, can't you just apologize to her?
I want compensation. Who's gonna compensate me?
Oh, Mindy, was this an accident?
Oh, I swear it was. Oh, have I laid in bed many nights trying to hear what was going on in Geraldine's room, and I've thought about punching that Newb woman, but I never intended to. I mean, in my dreams I did.
Mom, what are you doing here? Why is a woman on the roof of Lisa's car?
Joshy, what are you doing here?
I was looking for my mom. She's got an overprotective parents meeting. I thought she was going to squeal out on it drinking wine all night with her friend.
Well, she claims she was on her way there.
Mr. Gerber, tell this woman to get off the roof of my friend's car or I'm going to miss the meeting.
I'm an employment lawyer. I mean, I'm not a peacemaker or a mediator between people who hate each other. Or am I?
Hey, lady, my mom's got a real big problem. She's trying to get help. She needs help. Pretty soon I'll have a girlfriend. Pretty soon I'll be old enough to make my own decisions. If you don't let her go to the meeting, think of it this way. Do you want to see my first time get ruined because my mom's under the bed to make sure everything is safe?
Mm-hmm.
That's disgusting. Just because she goes to that meeting Doesn't mean she's going to get any better.
Newb, you have to consider the feelings of this young man. He's only 15 and he's come all the way from the hills of Encino to make sure his mother attends the Overprotective Parents Anonymous meeting. Do it for Joshy!
Yeah, do it for Josh.
Okay, but this isn't over. Where do you guys live?
Oh, no!
I'll find her.
Newb, how many encounters have you had with Mindy Goldman?
This is only the second time.
How bad can it be?
Bad.
I don't have a solution for this.
I've got to be getting home. I've got to get to the gym. If they say I want unemployment, I've got to fill out all this stuff to make it seem like I'm looking for a job.
Are you?
That's what I'm putting down.
You know, lying to the EDD and claiming you're looking when you aren't is a serious offense. Besides having to pay back your unemployment, there could be criminal penalties.
Here you go again, knowing criminal law, but saying you aren't going to call the police or nothing.
I thought you were going to leave and go to the Overprotective Parents Anonymous meeting.
Mr. Gerber, this is juicy. Lisa is refusing to start the car.
Your car is presumably just a few feet away with the valets of Augustine.
Oh, this is good. Why would I want to walk away?
Do it for Joshy! Do it for Gerald!
Mr. Gerber, most people call me Josh or Joshua. You know that. Don't be like my mom.
Oh, sorry, Josh. I wanted to make a point.
She's going to pay me for my makeup. I'm going to have to get something to cover this up.
Yeah, I mean, there is a bit of black and blue mark on her face where you came in contact with her, Mindy.
I don't have no health insurance. This is going to cost.
Are you going to go to a doctor, Newb?
Why would I do that?
It would be the reasonable thing to do if you claim you have damage and you want to get better.
It's not like I've got a husband who goes around fixing people's faces. I'm just going to have to suffer. She'll pay.
No, don't do that. I don't want you to. No, that's. Oh. Okay, Newb, you managed to ruin the tire of Mindy's friend. And now Mrs. Goldman can't get to the Overprotective Anonymous meeting, and I think you're going to have to pay to fix that tire, Newb.
Mom, you're taking a bird. There's a whole bunch of those scooters around here. You'll use my account.
Joshy, you have an account?
No, Mrs. Goldman, stay in Lisa's Mercedes.
Hey, Mr. Gerber, the parking enforcement officer is wondering why you're broadcasting a radio show in this alley. Do you have a permit for this?
I'm out of here. It's up to you ladies to sort this out. And Josh, get your mother on that scooter immediately. Don't let her miss the meeting. You know, I don't know those two women. I can't stand either one of them. And, you know, Mindy Goldman, Mindy Rickels' daughter, and her father was a famous imposter. He wasn't really Don Rickels. It's crazy, the whole thing. And that man, and there was a man in back of my office, and I don't know who he was. I didn't get a good look at him, but he was just standing there at attention, kind of like a military man, like a soldier. I wonder if he'll be on this show next episode. I've heard that the next episode of this show is going to be really crazy. There's going to be a whole bunch of voice actors in it, and it's going to be live. It's possible that Cindy D's mother, and Reverb are going to be in the episode along with Dumas and the soldier. And it might even be a 2-part episode. So I really think you should tune in next week to the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC. If not, you should live stream on YouTube. But I do need people to actually call me and hire me because, you know, I am a real workplace lawyer and I do take cases, and we are actually taking cases right now. We're really gearing up the next 6 weeks because it's a little bit slower in the employment litigation business and the Christmas season, that Thanksgiving season. A lot of the lawyers never go on vacation and don't schedule things. So we're going to be taking a lot of cases. And I hope you do call me at the office during normal business hours, 877-525-0700 if you're, obsessing about the fact that you were fired. And hopefully you didn't do as bad a job as this lady Newb, because if you do a bad job like that and you're walking into sterile environments to complain about a paycheck, it's just not a good thing. So 877-525-0700 if you think the company has itemized everyone's pay stubs wrong. We do class actions for that. 877-525-0700 if you have an employment discrimination case, maybe disability discrimination. We will be dealing with that next week. 877-525-0700 if you want a righteous employment lawyer. So the show is picking up, as you may have heard. There's in excess of 50,000 people a month now streaming this thing all over the internet, which is kind of exciting, and some people writing some good comments about it too. So the energy level is up. Next week and the week after is going to be sensational. And just keep in mind, if I'm not on Sunday from 7 to 8, I'm on Saturday 7 to 8 on this station. The USC football games are very important. They preempt really everything, including wages owed. It's like, Section 301 of the Labor and Management Relations Act. That's a lawyer joke. I don't know if you got that one. But, so I'm on from 7 to 8 this station, Saturday or Sunday nights. I will do a live stream if the time is going to not be on Sunday, if I'm going to be on Saturday, and so you'll know that. And that's another reason why you should subscribe on the Karl Gerber with a K channel. Have a wonderful week of workplace abuse. And if you do, I think you know where to call. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC, the most outrageous sketch comedy anywhere.
This show furnished by Karl Gerber and Employment Lawyers Group.